Doesn't matter where I film, it's always dark. Alright, so this is a sort of impromptu video, and I don't really expect it to get a lot of views, and I'm not posting it for that. This is more of just for people who care, I guess. I got a very important parcel, or whatever you want to call it, in the mail today. I don't want to show my address. Oh dear God. I got my BA today. And I know it's my BA because it says do not fold on the outside. And this is a very, very big moment that I wanted to share with, I guess, everyone on here. Oh God, I don't want to cry already. It's like we haven't even started. This is a moment in my life that I thought would never come for a really long time. And, now it's here, and it's in my hand, and all I have to do is open it. And I know it's done, it's finished, that I did it. But, before I do that, dear God, woman, before I do that, I want to share a very personal, hard story that I would, for many years, have loved to have just taken to my grave, but I feel like it's important to share. So, let's see. Where do I start? This is like a lifetime story. So, I guess we'll just start with, when I was 6 years old, I was diagnosed with dyslexia. So, my parents, my mother and my stepfather at the time, took me to Dornbecker's Children's Hospital here in Oregon, and they put me through a day of tests, which was actually on my birthday, my 6th birthday, and they found out that I was dyslexic, and that's why I wasn't able to, like, learn my ABCs and stuff like that, and why it was harder for me than other kids. Before this, my mother had spent, like, hours of her time, like, reading to me, and doing ABC flashcards with me, and just trying to get me to, you know, reach those sort of, like, reading and writing milestones that I just wasn't reaching. So they found out that I was dyslexic, and so there started my life in special education, which that's a whole nother story. What an incredible joke that is. I hope it's gotten better, but back in my day it was not good and quite shameful. And so I grew up in special ed, and I struggled with my reading forever. It felt like forever. I transferred from the Catholic school that I was going to, that I had a scholarship to go to, by the way, and went to a public school here in Oregon. And so, bounced around in the public school system for, oh my God, like a decade. Well, no, less than that, because I was probably like 6 or 7, maybe 8 when I joined, but, and then it wasn't until middle school where things really clicked. I switched schools and stuff like that, and in the same district, but, you know, in, different schools when I moved, and things didn't really start clicking for me in, like, the reading department until I was probably about 11, and then I'm gonna say, for me personally, I didn't learn how to, like, officially read until I was 13, which is really, really old. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's like a really long time, but it's not uncommon for people who are dyslexic to really grasp, like, reading and writing, or, you know, math, or whatever their difficulty is, at, like, 13 or 14. I don't know what it is. It's like it happens overnight. It just clicks, and, like, everything is fantastic. Like, I still can't spell to save my life. Like, if I want to remember how to spell a word, I have to physically remember how to spell a word, like you would remember somebody's phone number, but, which is a lot of work, but, I can read just fine, and, you know, I don't have any issues, and I come off completely normal. Nobody would even know that I was dyslexic unless I tell them, which, for the majority of my life, I have tried to hide, like with my life. Like, I would have rather died than told people I was dyslexic, but, I don't feel the need to be ashamed of it anymore, because there are a lot of really smart, amazing people who are also dyslexic. And I think that, a common problem that people who have dyslexia have is that they think because they can't do one thing, that they're, like, worthless and they can't do anything. And that's not true. I'm trying so hard, guys. Anyway, so yeah, I will be 24, like, what, a couple of weeks, on the 26th of February. It is now, like, the 10th of February. I don't even know what day it is. And so, yeah, that's pretty much, like, a secret that I have kept for most of my life, and now I have said it, and if you didn't know, now you know. Anyway, the point of this whole rambly, weird, crying story time is, growing up dyslexic, a lot of people underestimate you. You underestimate yourself. That's a big internal struggle that you have to get over yourself, which I feel like 99% of dyslexics, they get over it at some point in their life. But it's really hard when everybody around you doubts you as well. So, I'm sitting here looking at this, and I know this feels like so... It feels kind of asinine, I'll admit. It feels asinine, but, like, at the same time, it's to prove a point. I'm sitting here with all three of my my things. I have my high school diploma, which, when I was in high school, they tried to convince my mother that that she shouldn't expect me to get a high school diploma like the other kids, because I wasn't smart. I was always, like, 1 or 2 points off of my state tests. You know, I was behind. Like, I wasn't in special ed anymore when I got into high school. I tested out, but I was still, like, struggling with things, because I hadn't been, like, in a regular classroom for most of my, like, you know, primary years. They used to pull me out of, like, fundamental things, like cursive and, you know, other stuff like that, to make me do, like, special ed reading and things like that. So, to this day, I cannot do cursive. My signature is an abomination, and it's on my list of things to do. I'm like, I'm gonna learn cursive one day, right after I go do 1,000 other things. It's on my list of my things to do. But they never taught it to me. Which is, I think, when you grow up in a special ed environment, a lot of your core education gets sacrificed because they feel like they don't need to teach it to you, because what are you going to use it for? So anyway, they told my mother that she shouldn't hope for a regular diploma, that they should give me a certificate of completion, which is basically what they give to somebody when you reach your senior year that says, you tried! And my mother basically told them in a not so nice way to not assume that, and that they should go do other things. I'm sure she said a lot worse things. My mother is, she's a BAMF. She's like the strongest person that I know. And, one of the only people that ever believed that, that I would get here. So anyway, I covered my name up, but this is my high school diploma, and I earned this. And lots of people thought that I wouldn't get it, that I wasn't gonna be able to manage to do it, and, I did it, and I showed them. So, that's one thing. Oh my god, I'm crying. Don't let people tell you that you can't do something. If you want something bad enough, find a way to get it. It's really easy for people to tell you that you can't do something, and it's really hard to prove them wrong, but it can be done. On to the next level. I got my associate's degree, which, when I was in high school, I was in a math class, and I had a teacher tell me he didn't need to explain to me how to do this one problem. It was in like geometry or this one thing. And I said, well, why not? And he goes, well, that's for people who are going on to college math. So the assumption was that I would never go to college. And, well, I did. And I got one degree. I got an associate's degree. Boom. Covered my last name up, because if you guys know me, or you may know, I don't use my real name on YouTube, and for filmmaking, I use a stage name. And now, here we are to the final step. I don't think I'm going to go on to get a master's. I mean, what do you get a master's in film for? Like, to teach? Not that that's a bad thing. I have a fantastic film professor who's always had my back. Professor Beard. Love him to death. He is a really cool guy. But he basically told me, he's like, you don't get a master's unless you want to teach. And maybe I will want to do that, but right now, no. I want to be done with school for a while. But so here is my third piece of the puzzle. And, let me tell you, it was really hard to get this. It was a freaking uphill struggle, and there were so many times that I wanted to give up, and so many times I thought I wouldn't get there. And here it is, in the mail, sitting here. Wow, they didn't put any, like, protection sheet in there, just, like, straight up in the envelope. Okay. Let me just cover my last name up. I mean, if you know me personally, then you know my last name, which a lot of people who follow my YouTube do know me personally. But, just for, you know, smart internet practices. Okay, okay. There we go. There's my BA. Let's see. Bachelor's of Arts in Film. Look at that, guys. I did it. And I think when I look at this and I think, like, damn, all that struggle for this flippin' piece of paper. Ugh. But I did it, and it's mine, and I finished it, and I did it without anyone's help. Well, no, I had my mother's help, but I didn't have, like, anybody giving me any breaks. I didn't, when I went to college, I didn't actually tell anybody that I was dyslexic, so I didn't get any, like, services, I guess you could say. Not that what they offered is any help, but, for me personally. But it's here, and it's done, and I did it, and, I guess I just want to put this out there for anybody who feels like they can't do something, or that, you know, they're not smart enough, or they're not good enough, or they're not anything enough to do something. If you want something bad enough, find a way to do it. I wanted to go to Korea, so I found a way. I got a scholarship, and I found a university that was going to work for me financially. I found a way to do it. I wanted to go to college, so I got grants, and I got scholarships, and like 95% of my whole college experience was funded by grants and scholarships and things like that. Yes, I do have a little bit of debt, but it's not a lot. I have, okay, I'll tell you, I have $13,000 worth of debt, which is like super small when you think about how much people pay to get a BA. Most people have like $40,000. Find a way to do it. Just, you know, don't make excuses for yourself. People that want to change their life will find a way to do it. People that don't will find an excuse. It's as simple as that. And don't let people tell you that because you're dyslexic, or because you have ADD, or ADHD, or whatever, that you're not smart enough to do something. Oh, you can't do that. You're not, you know, gonna have the same life as everybody else. If you want something, at least try for it. You know, there's so many people who just don't even try. And you have to. You have to try, not just to prove other people wrong, but to prove to yourself that you gave yourself your best effort. And, there were so many times when I was getting this stupid piece of paper that I thought to myself, just give up. Like, you know, there's no, like, you can't go any further, like, you're never gonna be able to pass this course, or you're never gonna be able to do this or that. But I kept trying, and I kept doing my best. And I finally got it, and it took me longer than it should have. But I finally got it, and it's over, and it's done, and it's in my hand, and it's right here. And my cat is meowing, because she can hear me yelling, "I'm sorry, Mimi!" Anyway, if there are any other dyslexic teenagers or whatever, kids watching this and think that they can't do it, or they can't go to college, or they're stupid and they'll never amount to anything, pardon my French, but that's bullshit. You can do it. If you want it enough, you can do it. There we go. That is my little ranty spiel and crying. I finally have my BA. I had my associates and my high school diploma when people didn't think that I was going to be able to get any of those. So not only did I give the finger to one one school, but 3 schools. So thank you if you've stayed this long into it, and I hope that there was a little bit of coherent thought in there in between the trying not to cry. Alright, thanks guys. Bye. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Portland State University, or what I like to refer to as PU. Pooh University.
Don't say my full name.
Oh my gosh. I love that house there. The house is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this beautiful degree. On recommendation of the university faculty and by the authority of the state of Oregon, Portland State University hereby confers upon Victoria Elizabeth Patricia bleep the degree of Bachelor of Arts with all the rights and privileges
Bachelor of Arts.
appertaining thereto.
Bachelor of Arts. Film. Bachelor of Arts. Film.
Bachelor of Arts Film, yes. Given on this 10th day of December 2016.
I guess that's the day they printed it.
Must be.
That's not the day I graduated.
Yeah, it's like, they're like 8 months late. Well, happy graduation and congratulations to you, my darling, for being so incredibly hardworking and sticking with it and coming out on top with your coveted Bachelor's of Arts degree in film, which nobody can take away from you. From this day forward, you are a Bachelor of Arts.
You didn't cry? I cried.
Oh, I already cried.
I cried like a freaking baby.
I cried a lot harder when I found out Packy died, but I did cry when the elephant died.
I was upstaged by an elephant.
Well, this is pretty momentous, and it's not a crying occasion for me. Maybe it is a crying.
Here we go. That's what I want. Cry! Cry for me, monkey! Cry! See, this is my directing skills.
This is not hard for me to cry. When I think about all the years and time and effort and money and blood, sweat, and tears that went into this. And I'm really proud of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Really proud of you.
Okay, I'll stop torturing you.
Thank you.